Sean's fans, welcome to another edition of the Coach and Crew Show. I am your host, Charlie Krause, and it's Sun Belt Championship Week. Yes, it's Sun Belt Championship Week. I know it's also speculation time of year because that's just what happens. But members of the Coach and Crew Show, most specifically, the two most highlighted members, myself and Phil, aka Tantor, if you watch his videos, there's several rules we live by. And one of them is we don't speculate, we don't name drop, we don't rumor mill. Has there been stuff on Twitter throughout the day today and just in general this week about head coach Jamie Chadwell possibly going to either South Florida, a contract's been offered to him, and possibly going to Liberty Bibberty? Yes, we're not here to talk about that stuff, okay? Whatever happens, happens. And when it breaks officially, then we will be happy to share out what we know and have any information regarding that. But that's not the purpose of this, okay? That's his matters. That's his business. Another conversation that has been sweeping up the headlines and was spoken about earlier this week as well during his press conference was the health and status of quarterback Grayson McCall. Now that I can't blame him for what he's doing. He's being honest, but if I was him, I'd also be coy. I would not release any hardline data unless he's 100% out until kickoff, like 30 seconds before kickoff. I would finally announce the starting quarterback. Here's what Chadwell had to say.
I don't know the percentage. He's getting better each week. I mean, he's improved every week. We're going on Saturday will be 4 weeks. It was a 3 to 6 week injury. But if he can go this week, then I know he'll want to go.
In my opinion, I would prepare all three, and I would have all three, possibly even 4 with Bryce Archie, because now you're at the window where even if he plays, it wouldn't even get to the number 4, to which would lose his redshirt status. But yes, I would assume Jarrett Guest should be looked at as a starter, and Bryce Carpenter, who's had multiple starts in his career, also would be listed as a possible starter. And just whatever happens, happens. And if Grayson McCall plays, Grayson McCall plays. Otherwise, I think it's smart gamesmanship not to say who the starting quarterback is. The game itself. Let's talk about Troy for a second. 2 words you need to learn real fast. Carlton Marshall. In my opinion, just because you play for a team that doesn't wear the teal doesn't mean I can't root for them. And there are certain players throughout the Sun Belt and throughout college football I do root for. And I root hard for this guy. I finally got to meet him in person down in New Orleans this past summer at the Sun Belt media conferences.
Like Coach Summerall said when I first got there, film room, is definitely going to be your best friend, getting in the film room, picking up those little keys that some O-linemen give away, some of the little keys that the offensive linemen give away, as well as the entire offense, as well as the wide receivers. Little things like that will definitely let you know what's going on out there on the field. Reading your keys, and coaches putting you in the right position to win. And I believe that's what's going to happen.
Watch him play. He's the difference maker. He's why Troy's defense is what they are. It's because of him, and he should be a front runner for Defensive Player of the Year honors. Troy is firing on all cylinders. They've also won 9 games in a row. How the matchup breaks down. Offense, you would figure, is in favor of Coastal Carolina, even regardless of their quarterback situation. But it's defense. Troy's defense is outstanding this year. They're allowing just over 16 points a game. The difference is Coastal's turnover margin. Coastal gets the ball on defense, where Troy, it's about a plus minus even. It is plus minus even. Offense, again, in favor of Coastal Carolina. Defense, again, in favor of Troy. Who's got the momentum? Troy's won 9 in a row. Coastal Carolina lost their most recent one, where it went sideways with them up just last week in James Madison. How does the Crew Nation feel about this game? Well, we're split 50-50. So what are the deciding factors? Well, one, the obvious deciding factor is the quarterback play. Who's going to start, who's going to play, and do our quarterbacks match up at minimum equally with their quarterback? 2, head coaching. All right. By the end of this year, each one of them should have a Coach of the Year honors attached to their name. Who's got more experience? Neither one of them have coached in a Sun Belt championship game before, but Chadwell has had 2 intense Cure Bowls, and I'm going to sort of lead on Chadwell for that, just to know how to coach through a intense Cure Bowl where he lost to Hugh Freeze 2 years ago, to Liberty Bibberty and overtime, and then last year beat Northern Illinois.
It's a championship game. Anything that we think can help us win the game, we're going to do, because it's the last one you're playing, right? I know we have a bowl game obviously afterwards, but we know this is for the Sun Belt Championship, and we want to be the first team to win it in the newly formed Sun Belt.
It's going to be a great game. ESPN's covering it at 3:30. I just know this. Don't look at last week if that's what you're basing everything off of. Look at the course of the season and make your decisions from there. It's going to be a great game. The history of this game in the past few years has come down to the final possession and which team has made the play on the final possession of the game. And I would be shocked if it doesn't turn out to be more of the same as the previous years. For a casual fan, that's fun to watch. For a rooting interest fan, yep, it's going to be a little stressful. Crew Nation, what's your thoughts? What's your predictions? Give us your feedback. Make sure you support, subscribe, like, and comment below, and we'll do some wrap up after the game. Sean's up.